So I was going Kijiji for cheap local deals, and I saw someone have one of these USB to Midi adapters, and I'd always use just the straight out Creative Cards game port as for Midi. I've never really had one of these, and people are telling me that my program I wrote to upload and download the patches to Windows doesn't work for these, and there's a little bit of a problem because I got it already, and as far as I can tell, it is working, and I'm kind of voting to just don't do anything because it's going to be a little bit of work getting the program, all the source code and whatnot up to the latest version of Microsoft Developer Studio. So I'm kind of voting just don't do anything because it seems to work for me, and I could have maybe debugged one if I knew there's honestly a problem. I did notice there is one small irregularity. Okay, so here's the utility I wrote here, and you have to go into MIDI configuration, and in this example, this thing here is called a USB MIDI cable, as it's called. So the in and out has to go to that same adapter. Over here, it's channel 1, so your CZ-101 has to be set to channel 1, and then they communicate. Also, this is the target, the internal cartridge. In this case, I do have an external cartridge, so patch cartridge. So I'm going into the cartridge. So let's say I yes, disk. So I'm going to select. Okay, so here we have some things I found on the internet here. We'll just go, I don't know, this file, because I think this one is pretty dense. So one irregularity is, see right about here, we're sending, and the program kind of like gets busy or something, and because it's busy, it isn't updating the screen. And I didn't have this problem when I didn't use this, but it doesn't actually keep it from working. It's just that the screen kind of like goes dead for a while. Okay, so here we have that it sent the 16 patches. Let's just make sure it's sent them all because I'm a little bit skeptical. Well, it seems to be working. Okay, well, so I got my CZ-101 at a pawn shop and I didn't know anything about it. It turns out it was kind of an older synth. In some ways it's interesting because it's very moldable. It's not a sample based synth like a lot of kids stuff that you see today, but what it is it's a digital computer that simulates analog sources, and it isn't like you can do everything with the CZ-101, but you can make some interesting sounds with the CZ-101. And some of the earlier pop groups, such as Depeche Mode, did use the CZ-101 because it was just so cheap. But what it is a monosynth, so it isn't stereo. So the CZ-101 produces one sound at a time. I think it has 8 notes of the one sound and one channel, so it isn't at all stereo. Okay, so we're just going to look at the lights here and see what happens when I upload a patch bank to the CZ-101. That's one patch at a time being transmitted. So you can pretty much count 16 of those, and then you'd have one patch set. Okay, you can also notice that when I press a key on the CZ-101, it's receiving the key data into the computer, so that's the... Okay, so what I've done here is I've pulled up some MIDI software that's going to play a song, and I've mapped most things to channel 1, so there isn't like any multiple instruments. So this is like some sort of Nickelback song or something. So I left out some of the instruments because it was like there's too overloading. Oh, why it's changing like that?